Good morning. Just pulled up to my meeting, and as I sit in my car getting ready to give myself my morning pep talk, thought I'd shoot a little video about some thoughts I was having last night. Pretty interesting. I was sitting developing some content for the technology school, and then I just had this big, huge, well, what if I can't do it? And I'm typically not the person to what if I can't. I always believe I can. When I was young, my father said one thing that kind of stuck out to me, and he said it takes a man to stand alone. So as I come to these meetings, I always have that thought, it takes a man to stand alone. And then I go in the meeting and I do what I do, and knowing that there's going to be me in this room. I'm pretty much the lone brother in there most of the times. But it's all good. But when I do see another brother in there, it's always, we make eye contact for the most part and be like, all right, we holding it down. But last night I was like, well, what if I can't do this? What if I can't? And then, I got a message from one of my former students, this kid I helped get a basketball scholarship. And he was like, yo, I see what you're doing, man. And he was like, thank you. And it was at that moment where I was like, okay, you can do this. You've already done it. You've already done it. So again, if not me, then who? So as I take on a challenge of creating a tech school for black boys to kind of introduce young black boys into technology and engineering and doing higher level things than going into business. I put out a video this weekend. I was on the campus of Frostburg State, and I went and talked to 10 brothers on that campus, and one of them was majoring in computer science. The rest of them like business, mass communications, stuff like that. And for the most part, they didn't directly say this, but for the most part, they were like, it's easy. I didn't want to do anything difficult. But I have a goal of trying to gain exposure to thousands, if not tens of thousands of young black boys, to give them information and opportunity that I didn't have as a young man. I sought it out, but it wasn't readily available to me. So as I venture out to do this, to give opportunity and to showcase other black men, not just myself, to showcase other black men that are in these tech fields that we typically don't have exposure to, or we're so dispersed, we're so spread out that we're typically not seen, in groups and having conversations and high level tech conversations we typically don't have. We have conversations about sports and other things like that, but I'm still a sports guy, but at the same time, I'm a tech guy. So for all of you who don't know, launching a project called the Gerald Technology School for Black Boys, which is going to be an online school where I'll put together course content where I teach young black boys tech skills at a young age. So I'm looking at teaching boys ages 8 to 16, and I'll be bringing in other brothers to guest lecture and just tell who they are, tell their story, how they got to where they are, and that we can do it. Like for most of you, a lot of you parents out there, you've all gone and seen the Black Panther movie. Well, in the Black Panther movie, it was the black people who were the leaders of technology. But today, that's not the case. So in my plight, seeing that and being in it, in my 20 years as a cybersecurity engineer and electronics engineer and computer engineer, I've done a lot. But today, I'm not seeing, in 20 years, I haven't seen a growth in young black brothers coming through. I'm seeing it with the women. I engage young women all the time who are computer science majors and cybersecurity engineers, and I embrace them, but we're not seeing that type of growth in the men. And there's a reason for that. The exposure is not there. So we have to do something to create the exposure. And if not me, then who? So I've always been the person to take the challenge. And if anybody knows me from my sports days, they always know I want the ball. So I'll take the ball on this one. I'll take the ball on this one. So, but I do need support. So the Gerald Moore Technology School for Black Boys, I'm gonna post the link in here where you can get more information, drop an email. And I'm planning to launch April 1st. Like it's the big task, but I'm planning to launch April 1st. So I'm up late nights every night. I'm about to go in here to this meeting. Remember what my father told me? It takes a man to stand alone. So I'm about to go in here and do it for you and me, because I gotta get paid. All right, I want your sons to get paid. All right, people, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful. I'm humbled to have the opportunity to take this calling. I see it as a calling. So I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna be strong and handle my business. All right.